Welcome to the board's presentation of the Village of Webster's general and sewer funds budgets for fiscal year 2027.
Sorry, it's cooling.
Sorry, technical difficulties. Oops. Okay, well that works. Okay, tonight we're going to talk about services that the village offers to its residents, events held throughout the year, the budget process, and finally the budgets for the general and sewer funds. These are some of the services that the village offers to its residents and to other members of the community. We process passports, we issue handicapped parking permits, we take care of snow removal, park maintenance, etc. I'm happy to provide all these services to you. Okay, here are some community events that happen throughout the year. The Halloween costume contest is always a big hit. The Veterans Day luncheon, which we're happy to have that back on site after doing a few years of takeout after COVID. We host Santa at Village Hall. That is always a huge success. And we participate in conjunction with the BID and other businesses at the Jazz Festival. Here's the timeline for the budget process. We start thinking and talking about the budget as early as December. By January and February, we are having preliminary discussions with the mayor and the department heads. And then depending on how the dates fall, we hold budget workshops in February and March. And then in April, the board will vote. Today, on the 9th, we are having the public hearing on the tentative budget. And then the budget will be voted on and hopefully adopted by the board on the 23rd. When we develop the budget, we consider historical data, department head estimates, known amounts, things that we know are coming up, upcoming projects, any changes in funding, and also economic trends and limits imposed by the state on the tax increase and the total tax amount. Okay, here are a few of the projects that we are planning for the general fund. We are replacing 3 DPW vehicles, including a flatbed truck and a dump truck. Is that correct, Jake?
Yeah, flatbed and a landscape truck
Okay.
and a pickup truck.
Perfect, thank you. Summer street work includes micro paving, crack sealing, pothole treatments, and sidewalk replacements. We are planning to acquire some safety barriers for events which include road closures. We will be replacing the EV charging station, and we're going to use some fund balance savings to upgrade Shantz and Wilmerite parks and to upgrade the community room facilities for event use. Here's a summary of the projected revenues for the upcoming fiscal year. The tax rate will remain at $212 per thousand. So our property tax revenue is just under $630,000. Sales tax is budgeted at $1.93 million, and we are looking at $232,000 in state and federal aid, and that $698,000 in other revenues includes things such as pilot income, gross utility taxes and franchise tax, and clerk and treasurer fees. Here's the same information in pie chart form. It's important to recognize that property taxes are not a majority of the village's revenue. That would be sales tax. We are largely dependent on sales tax revenue. This year, we are using a little bit more than we normally do from our fund balance in order to best serve the taxpayers and to continue to keep the tax rate flat. Okay, appropriations. Transportation is the biggest cost. That includes snow removal, street lighting, sidewalks, and parking. Then the next largest portion is general government support, which is front office costs, records management, clerk and treasurer expenses, legal fees, elections, municipal dues, and IT, things like that. Then we have employee benefits, include health insurance, retirement contributions, and unemployment insurance. And the other category includes debt service, culture and recreation, and economic development. And then home and community, our smallest category, includes zoning, storm sewers, refuse, street cleaning, and tree maintenance. Here's that same information in a visual for those of us who like visuals. Okay, on to the sewer fund. We are continuing with the wastewater treatment plant improvement project. Much of the work has already been done, but we still have a bit more to do. Here are some photos from the ongoing process. Okay, the sewer rates will not increase this year. They're going to stay at $270 per unit. We're expecting the sewer charges then to make up 1.695 million. That's the large majority of sewer revenue. The rest comes from federal aid and sewer permits, other things like that. And then the sewer, the revenues and the appropriations, of course, balance. And again, sewer charges make up the huge majority of our revenue. And now we're looking at sewer appropriations. Home and community service makes up the largest percentage of that. This includes actual sewage treatment and disposal, sewage collection and administration, any kind of repairs that need to be done to the infrastructure involved. And then we have 10% is debt service. This is to pay down the bond that we sold to pay for the treatment plant improvements. Then we have employee benefits hovers at 9%, and transfers for reserves is at 10% for this year. Keeping it short and sweet, this is the end of our presentation.